Hello students, good morning. Today we will prepare all the subsidiary books one by one of Messrs. Sham Traders. See this problem. Prepare proper subsidiary books of Messrs. Sham Traders from the following details. February 1st, purchased from Ambika Stationery 10 dozen notebooks at Rs 120 per dozen and 20 registers at Rs 25 per register, and trade discount is 10%. This is the entry of credit purchase, so we have to enter this entry in purchase book. Now February 4th, sold to Raman Stationery 15 dozen pens at Rs 60 per dozen, 15 dozen pencils at Rs 50 per dozen, 60 per dozen and 50 per dozen, trade discount at 10%. So this entry is of credit sale of goods, so we have to enter this entry in sales book. Now February 5th, Raj Stationery purchased from us 15 packets printing paper at Rs 200 per packet, 15 packets drawing sheets at Rs 120 per packet. Raj Stationery purchased from us असं सांगितलेलं आहे, बरोबर आहे. It means that we have sold them these goods. So this entry is of sale of goods on credit. Okay, so we have to enter this transaction in sales book. Now February 9th, goods returned to Ambika Stationery 2 dozen notebooks at Rs 120 per dozen and 4 registers at Rs 25 per register. See, in the above transaction of February 1st, we have purchased goods from Ambika Stationery and now we are returning goods to Ambika Stationery. So this is the entry of purchase return and we will enter this entry in purchase return book. Okay. Now next entry of February 12th, bought from Kamal Stationery. Bought means purchased. Purchased from Kamal Stationery 10 packets wax crayons at Rs 120 per packet and 5 dozen pencil colors at Rs 80 per dozen. Trade discount at 10%. So this entry will be entered in purchase book because this is credit purchase of goods. Okay. Now February 13th, goods returned by Raman Stationery. See, in the above transaction, we have sold goods to Raman Stationery on 4th February. Okay, see the entry of 4th February. And now they have returned us 2 dozen pens at Rs 60 per dozen and 3 dozen pencils at Rs 50 per dozen. Okay, so this entry will be entered in sales return book. Entry of February 13th. गुड्स रिटर्न्ड बाय रामन स्टेशनरी म्हणजे रामन स्टेशनरीनी गुड्स परत पाठवलेत जे आपण विकले होते त्यांना. सो इट इज एंट्री ऑफ सेल्स रिटर्न. नाव 16 फेब, गुड्स रिटर्न्ड टू कमाल स्टेशनरी. सी, we have purchased goods from Kamal Stationery. See the entry of 12th February, bought from Kamal Stationery. It means purchased from Kamal Stationery. And now on 16th, we are returning goods to them. 1 packet wax crayons at Rs 120 per packet and 1 dozen pencil colors at Rs 80 per dozen. So this is the entry of purchase return and we have to enter this entry in purchase return book. And now the last entry on 18th Feb, goods returned by Raj Stationery. See, on 5th February, here Raj Stationery purchased from us, means we have sold goods to Raj Stationery, and now on 18th February they are returning us our goods, 2 packets printing paper at Rs 200 per packet. So this is the entry of sales return. We have to enter this entry in sales return book. Okay, so now we will draw 4 books. First book will be purchase book, then sales book, then purchase return book, and then sales return book, and then we will enter all these transactions in these books. Okay, so let's start. So in the books of Messrs. Sham Traders, तुम्ही इन द बुक्स ऑफ मेसेज श्याम ट्रेडर्स असं पण लिहू शकता किंवा नुसतं श्याम ट्रेडर्स असं पण लिहू शकता. यू हॅव टू ड्रॉ फर्स्ट परचेस बुक, देन सेल्स बुक, देन परचेस रिटर्न बुक अँड देन सेल्स रिटर्न बुक. I have prepared here purchase book, sales book, purchase return book and sales return book. मी जरी वेगवेगळ्या पेपर्सवर ड्रॉ केलेलं असतं ते तुम्हाला व्यवस्थित समजावं म्हणून ड्रॉ केलेलं आहे. तुम्ही तुमच्या नोटबुकमध्ये आधी परचेस बुक, मग त्याच्याखाली लगेच सेल्स बुक असं ड्रॉ करा. फक्त अगदी छोटं ड्रॉ करू नका, आयस्पेस ड्रॉ करा सो दॅट यू कॅन सॉल्व द ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स प्रॉपरली. ओके, सो नाव लेट्स स्टार्ट. We have discussed the problem already and we know which are the entries of purchase, credit purchase of goods. Okay, so here first we will prepare purchase book, then we will prepare sales book, then we will prepare purchase return book and then we will prepare sales return book. Understood? See the entries now. First entry, that is entry of February 1st, is of credit purchase from Ambika Stationery. So I will enter this entry in purchase book. February 1st, Ambika Stationery, Ambika Stationery, and now I will write the details. 10 dozen notebooks at rupees 120 per dozen. So 10 dozen notebooks into rupees 120 per dozen. 120 per dozen. Okay, so 120 into 10 dozen, the amount will be 1200. Invoice number is not given. जर इन्व्हॉइस नंबर दिला असेल तर आपल्याला तो इथे लिहावा लागेल. 1200. 20 registers at rupees 25 per register. So 25 into rupees 20, it will be rupees 500. So total transaction is of rupees 1700, and now we have to deduct the trade discount at 10%. So less trade discount 10%. Okay, so 10% of 1700 is 170, and now we will deduct the trade discount 170 from 1700, so it will be 1530. So this is the first transaction. Okay, now second transaction of February 4th will be entered in sales book. Now entry of 5th February is also of sale. February 9th is of purchase return. Now entry of February 12th directly. प्रॉब्लेम वाचून झाल्यानंतर आपण प्रॉब्लेम डिस्कस केला आहे, त्यावेळेला पेन्सिलनी कोणतं ट्रान्झॅक्शन परचेस बुकमध्ये येणार, कोणतं सेल्स बुकमध्ये येणार असं त्याच्यासमोर लिहून घ्या, म्हणजे तुम्हाला शोधताना परत सगळी ट्रान्झॅक्शन वाचावी लागणार नाहीत. ओके, February 12th, Kamal Stationery, bought from Kamal Stationery. So February 12th, Kamal Stationery. Now I will write the details. Details are 10 packets wax crayons at rupees 120 per packet. So 10 packets wax crayons at rupees 120 per packet. So 120 into 10, that will be 1200. Now next transaction is 5 dozen pencil colors. Pencil colors at rupees 80 per dozen. So 80 into 5, it will be 400 rupees. Now we will add this, it will be 1600, and now we will deduct trade discount at 10%. So less trade discount at 10%, 160. 10% of 1600 is 160. So amount of outer column will be 1440. Correct. Okay. Now when we have discussed the problems, I have seen that there are only two entries of credit purchase of goods. So this I have completed the purchase book. Now I will add these two amounts, 1440 and 1530. It will be 2970. And here on last day of February, that is February 28th, I will write purchases account, debit. We have discussed this. Purchases account will be debited by this amount and parties accounts will be credited by respective amounts, because when we purchase goods, purchases account will be debited and parties account will be credited. Okay, so we have completed the purchase book. Now we will prepare sales book in the books of Sham Traders. This is the sales book. Now see the entries. Entry of February 4th and 5th. These entries are of credit sale of goods. So I will enter these transactions in this sales book. 2017 February 4th. Sold to Raman Stationery. So Raman Stationery, details are given. 15 dozen pens at rupees 60 per dozen. So 15 into 15, it will be 15 dozen pens into rupees 60, into rupees 60 per dozen. It is into rupees 60 per dozen. So 60 rupees into 50 dozen, so it will be 900 rupees. Okay. Second transaction of Raman Stationery is 15 dozen pencils at rupees 50 per dozen. So 15 dozen pencils at rupees 50 per dozen. So 50 rupees into 15, that is 750. So it is 750, and now I will add it. It is 1650, and now we have to deduct the trade discount. It is very easy. Trade discount is again 10%. 10% of 1650 is 165. So the answer will be 1485. Okay. Now entry of February 5th. Raj Stationery purchased from us, means we have sold stationery to Raj Stationery. So Raj Stationery, Raj Stationery, 15 packets printing paper at rupees 200 per packet. At rupees 200 per packet. So 15 into rupees 200, it will be 3000 rupees. Next is 15 packets drawing sheets. Drawing sheets at rupees 120 per packet. So 120 into 15, so it will be 1800. Okay, now I will add these two items. It is 4800, and there is trade discount at 15%, so less trade discount at 15%. 15% of 4800, it will be, मी तोंडी कॅल्क्युलेट करताना 10% प्लस 5% करते. 10% is 480, 5% will be 240, so addition of that will be 720. टोटल 15%. असं मी तोंडी करताना करते. यू कॅन कॅल्क्युलेट 15% डिरेक्टली ऑल्सो. So 4800 minus 720, so it will be 4080. So there are only two transactions of credit sale of goods. So now we will add these amounts. It will be 5565. It is correct. 5565, 5565. And now we will write the heading on February 28th to this amount. Sales account, it is credited. Now see here sales account is credited because in the entry of sale आपण सेल्स अकाउंट क्रेडिट करतो नेहमी, आणि पार्टीज अकाउंट डेबिट करतो. सो द एंट्री, जर आपण एंट्री पास केली जर्नलमध्ये तर द एंट्री विल बी पार्टीज अकाउंट्स डेबिट टू सेल्स अकाउंट. ओके, सो वी हॅव completed the sales book. Now we will prepare purchase return book. See the problem. On February 9th, goods returned to Ambika Stationery. So this is the entry of purchase return. We have discussed it already. And the entry of 16th, that is goods returned to Kamal Stationery. This is also the entry of purchase return. Okay, so here two entries are of purchase return, that is on February 9th to Ambika Stationery we have returned the goods, and on February 16th we have returned the goods to Kamal Stationery. So I will prepare purchase return book now. February 9th, Ambika Stationery. पार्टीचं नाव जरा मोठ्या अक्षरात लिहायचं सो दॅट आपल्याला ते नीट दिसेल. नाव आय विल राईट द डिटेल्स. 2 dozen notebooks at ₹120 per dozen. And 4 registers, 120 into 2, that is 240. Then 4 registers at ₹25 per register. So 25 into 4, that is ₹100. Now we will add these amounts. So 240 into 100 will be 340. And in purchase entries there is discount of 10%. So we have to deduct the 10% trade discount from this transaction. Okay, so less trade discount at 10%. 10% of 340 is 34. So 340 minus 34, it will be 306. Now entry of February 16th. February 16th, Kamal Stationery. Kamal Stationery. See the entries. 1 packet wax crayons at ₹120 per packet. 1 packet wax crayons at 120 and per packet obviously, and 1 dozen pencil colors at rupees 80 per dozen. So 120 into 1 it will be 120, 80 into 1 it will be 80, so addition will be 200. And in this transaction there was trade discount of 10%, so we will deduct trade discount at 10%, that is rupees 20. So final amount will be 180. Okay, there are only two entries of purchase return, so now we will add these amounts. So total will be 486, and here we will write on February 28th purchase return account credit. In journal entry we always credit purchase return account and debit parties account, because we are returning goods to them, the parties are the receivers. So parties accounts debit and purchase return account credit. This is the concept. Okay, and now we will prepare sales return book. Here in sales return book, see the entries. There are again only two entries, entry of February 13th and February 18th. On February 13th, where goods returned by Raman Stationery, we have sold goods to Raman Stationery and they have returned us the goods. Details are given there. And on 18th Feb, goods returned by Raj Stationery. आपण राज स्टेशनरीला गुड्स सोल्ड केले होते, त्यांनी ते रिटर्न केलेत. सो इट इज these are the entries of sales return. We will enter these entries in sales return book. So on February 13 तुमची नोटबुक जास्त प्रॉपरली लांब असेल, तुम्हाला डेटचा कॉलम थोडा मोठा ड्रॉ केला तरी चालेल. रामन स्टेशनरी, Raman Stationery, 2 dozen pens at rupees 60 per dozen. Per dozen, 60 into 2, that is 120. 3 dozen pencils at rupees 50 per dozen. So 50 into 3, it is 150. Now we will add them, it is 270. So, and the discount at the time of sale, the discount was 10%. So less discount at 10%. 10% of 270 is 27. So 270 minus 27 is 243. Okay. Now entry of February 18th. Entry of Raj Stationery. Raj Stationery. 2 packets printing paper at rupees 200 per packet. At rupees 200 per packet. So 200 into 2, that is 400. एकच transaction है, so we have to deduct trade discount now. Less trade discount at 15%. 15% of 400 is 60 rupees. So we will deduct 60 rupees and the final amount will be 340. So now we will add 340 and 243. So it will be 583 and heading will be on February 28th, that is the last day of February, month of February, sales return account debit. Okay, sales return account debit. Sales return account is debited and parties accounts will be credited because goods are coming in, and Raman Stationery and Raj Stationery, these parties are givers. Okay, credit the givers. So we will credit parties account and debit sales return account. See, in this problem, you have to keep it in mind that trade discount allowed at the time of purchase or sale of goods is deducted while recording the value of goods returned in purchase return book as well as in sales return book. Okay. In this way, we have prepared all the books: sales return book, purchase return book, this is sales book, and this is purchase book. You have to prepare all these books in your notebooks and solve them properly. If there is any doubt, you can ask. Okay, that's all.